Jesus Christ. Here we are. We're back. It has been a rough start so far. Nothing is working.
You dropped your laptop, David. No, we're lagzilla.
I don't introduced. Am I laggy? I'm probably laggy. Here's how I was introduced, by the way, to the Olympic ceremony. I came home. I didn't see it because I was working.
Wait, do you want me to explain it to Ryan the way we...
I don't know. How well is Eve's voice heard on my microphone 7 feet from her?
Oh, it's amazing. It's like a telephone.
I don't know.
Operator.
I think Ryan's in a different time zone than us right now. This is not great.
It is like a telephone operator that you pay large dollar values to, David, if you know what I mean.
Ryan, you're barely there. This is basically
here,
tin cups in a fishing line.
Do we start over?
Can you hear us? No.
Fuck it, undo
No,
live.
there's no starting over. It's live, Ryan.
Fuck
Are you there?
Undo live, David.
Holy fucking hell.
I can't hear anything.
Undo live.
We're about to go. No, putting the microphone in your mouth does not help our internet issues, Ryan.
Undo live.
Can you hear
me? You can't
me?
undo live.
Undo live.
I can hear you. Screaming doesn't make you more heard. It's the end. You'd be better off doing the show by carrier pigeon.
Crows.
No, we're not sending ravens and crows.
She is a witch.
Ryan, I might have to kick you out and do the show with Eve. Are you there or no?
I can hear you. What's wrong? I hear you, see you, smell you.
You're like lagging.
Holy fuck, this is so bad. Eve, just tell the story. We'll just be on different time zones when we do the show.
Okay, so Dave gets home from work, and we were telling him, me and Nolan sat down at 1:30, to watch the opening ceremony, which... Okay,
you should be louder when you talk. My phone's here.
Okay, well, this is as loud as I can be, so...
That's not true.
It was super cool because all of the, Olympic teams were on boats going through the river, which was really cool to see. And then all of a sudden, there's like this video that plays. It's like a two-guy girl, and like I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, cool. They're like dressed in really colorful clothes and whatever, and they're reading books like about sex. And I'm like, oh, this is a little awkward, but they're in French, so it's cool because my 9-year-old has no idea what that says. I know up, and they like start running around throwing papers, and then they end up in this freaking apartment room, all three of them, and they all start like making out together, and then they push the camera out of the room, and I'm like, ah!
Okay, you don't need to describe the whole opening ceremony. Listen,
like that's it. That's literally.
I said, did you see these 3 people were making out with each other for the Olympics? And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know if she didn't see the whole thing or just left out a few pieces, but here's a clip that's going around of the Olympic opening ceremony.
No, this is a different part.
This is the part that's worth mentioning, Eve. For the future, this is the part. The trannies dancing around is the more worth mentioning part than the ships.
We watched it on Peacock. They didn't play that part.
Hold on. Good. They shouldn't play that part. They should never play this part. They're trying to take it down now. This was hard to find. I'll put the clip up. Maybe if Rumble let me set it up.
What kind of gay shit is this? We needed trannies at the Olympics.
This is the Olympics, Ryan.
We needed the trannies at the Olympics. Twerking trannies.
Don't you know about the Olympics?
We need tranny. Look at the fat goddess.
You saw this part, though.
Yeah, I was actually a huge fan of
Saira, as I said, Saira.
Huge fan of that.
All
this
will be well.
So give me this Olympics.
Part of the ceremony is entitled Liberty and the Quest for Liberty.
Not that part. Not Olympic. The people representing the Olympics should also be able to perform in the Olympics.
What the fuck is this?
There was like a fashion show going on the bridge the whole time, but they didn't show like the transvestites in it. They only showed part of it. And like it was all guys. They did show this,
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be. What was the point of any of that? Like, this is the Olympics, right? Like, am I wrong? The Olympics? Does everyone know what the Olympics is? It's not fucking tranny fashion shows. If you're there, Ryan.
I'm here. I'm just.
That was going on because that was a little weird.
Well, I don't. If you pause on today's episode, I don't know if it's internet lag or you thinking about a response.
I'm thinking. I'm not necessarily thinking on a response. I'm just like really trying to like.
Well, no, today speaking.
I guess I'm
too
trying
much
to.
lag.
I guess I'm trying to.
Don't soak it in too much.
I guess I'm trying to rationalize like. With how amazing Greek myth is. Like serious, like with how amazing those stories are. Like they're pre-Christian, they inspire Christianity. Like some of the earliest Christians' writings are in ancient Greek writing and Sanskrit, and if that's like, there's so much amazing content to dwell and draw from. Is this the best representation of what the Olympic Games mean? And it's probably a no. You know, like I'm more than anything.
Well, it's not the best representation. It's not only that, it's not a representation in any way at all. Like, they had to completely avoid the spirit of the Olympics just to put trans people in your face.
Oh,
and some people are pointing to, Satanism and things like this, and whether or not you want to go there, that's fine. But the fact is, like, this has nothing to do with anything.
Clearly, it's just by accident. Right. It's all a game of Veep, David, and all the choreography.
There's a thing that says it does.
There is a thing that says that the symbolism is of a goddess of love and lust and sex and parties and of course.
Okay, so something that's really important, though, historically speaking. Well, hold on, though. But historically speaking, goddesses were, of course, feminine. They were females. They weren't men with beards.
Oh, you don't like bearded ladies, David?
Bearded tit ladies, goddesses of history. No, I like women.
Here, this is what it says.
This is very high tech right
this
now.
This is the one going around. I'm sure it's the white. It's like a meme of words that says the god means this and the goddess means this, and you guys are the people that want to defund the Department of Education.
Yup. Perfect.
Yeah.
Really well.
The problem is like the Department of Education doesn't actually teach like good Greek myths. So, like, I don't know how that's even relevant. But regardless of the point, they may even
do they teach any? We learn about mythology in school.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Hercules is like one of the greatest stories ever written, and we're picking the gay gods. Like, I don't get it. Like, none of these athletes are trans athletes. Right, unless I'm mistaken, YouTube. I'm sure you'll fact check me before you.
Well, I think even further than that, the Olympic. The Olympic. No, you're 100% right. The Olympic Committee actually went out of their way. They made a ruling that they weren't going to allow men in women's Olympic sports.
That's weird.
Not
it's
yet,
like they get rid
don't worry, there's plenty
sports. You should join the Special Olympics, and they can beat all the retards. Look, we know it's fucked up. This is the problem. Is that they gotta make a spin on like insulting, dude. Like our whole society is raised on the roots of this dead culture that they just shit all over. This is like telling black people that Jesus is white, right? Like this is the same shit they tell you we whitewash and all the things. Colonization, they're fucking gay washing the fundamentals of cultural, like all of the nations of Europe and Western ideology.
Colonization, I love it.
Gay cultural colonization.
The thing that is, I think, most important, this is exactly what Eve mentioned, what she was at home with our son, and this came on a Peacock for whatever. good for them. But how many people across the country were at home with their children? It's summer, right? School's out. People are at home, celebrating the Olympics. Maybe it's a family tradition or whatever. And this is what comes on. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, there's no, it's not. They plan this out for months.
Our son is like intelligent, and I know he knows things that we don't think he knows.
It's just hard to be a young person.
And like the part you didn't show the part that I was talking about. It's literally 2 guys and a girl, and all 3 of them are like making out in this room, and they can't. And I was like, that's not something that I want my child exposed to. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and explain to him that guys and girls can all just make out and have an orgy. Like, what the hell?
Like we always joke about this because some girl at the bar said this to you. But could you imagine the Olympic ceremony in 4 years, and it's just going to be that girl from the bar asking everybody if they like getting pegged? I mean, we're one step away. We're 4 years away, Ryan. I just it's
gold medals
it's so
and
crazy
pegs.
that obviously this is obviously.
I like to think I'm forward thinking and very like progressive or whatever. But even for me, I was like, why is this on the opening ceremony? Like, this isn't something.
If nothing else, it has nothing to do with the Olympics, but it's obvious what they were doing. They were targeting children.
Hercules
There was
has
even,
nothing to do with sex. Zeus, the spirit of like the fucking Olympics in general, was the best athletes all around the world. Like the first, why it's called marathon? Like why marathons are called marathons, and the distance of a marathon is a marathon. It was the Greeks were invaded by ancient Persians, and a guy ran from Marathon to fucking Athens. Like, this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm saying. We have every story that's ever been sweet forever. 300? Really, 300. You don't got to say that they were sucking each other's dicks. Just show them beating ass. You don't want to show that. You don't want to show women, strong, powerful women like Wonder Woman. You don't want to show strong, powerful men like, the strong Marcus Aurelius of old, and Plato, the philosophizer that's fucking a wrestler. It's not like coincidence. Like Dave said, this is choreographed shit. These people knew. Now, whether or not this is the social justice appointees, or what is it, DEI?
No, that's the new N-word, Ryan. Don't say that.
All right, well, the N-word, bleep it then. The N-word away then. Because, if this is what we're doing, look, like Hercules, like I said, look up the ballots of Hercules, man. He had these tasks, these impossible tasks. He had to give Apollo the earth back. And dude, it's just like you had to slay a lion that doesn't die. It's just an invisible lion or something. It's just like, we have all these amazing things that we can teach our kids. The shit of forgotten past, the things that work. Like, because obviously you want strong men in your society, right, David? You would think the government wants strong. I'm sure there's a V.
Well, somebody's got to fight in their world war they started.
And here's the problem. This is why I'm focusing on this instead of all the gay shit. Look, they will obviously gay wash everything. They'll obviously gay wash everything. That's fine. Let Ben Shapiro talk about it. But, like, why are they gay washing everything? Nobody talks about that. I'm not hearing anybody break down why they're trying to gayify everything. There isn't that many gay people. Like, it just doesn't blow my... Like, these gods aren't that gay shit. Like, this super homophobic in your... Like, this isn't even the society they grew up in. I'm not a historian. But listen to trust the scientists. Well, trust the historians. But I'm not okay with them just like literally shitting on. But then again, they're shitting on democracy when they're picking a candidate out of backdoor deals and proxy, but they claim to be the Democratic Party when democracy was found in Greece. Right, it's actually what got Socrates killed by death of Hemwick by democracy. David, he lost by 1 vote. How funny! If they were only a republic, David, that everybody had individual rights.
If only.
Those things don't matter. What's funny is that very story is the only reason.
I had to laugh too. I had to laugh too. I don't know. And we're going to talk about. By the way, we're going to.
They're shitting on Greece on
We're
purpose.
gonna be
It's the
talking
greatest
to
stories.
later. Jordan Peterson. I don't know if it's because of the lag or what. I don't know if Jordan Peterson. We're gonna talk about it later, but he makes a great point about Elon Musk's child. Because being a child, like they said, it's kind of a confusing enough time as it is. But now imagine yourself in today's world where there is already a little bit of confusion, and then you're being pushed from outside forces.
You got to
before we
pick
get
a
to that,
career
because we do
and
have
your
some Jordan
and your
Peterson clips.
sex and ethnicity and your fucking IQ. Like, how many things do us 18-year-old need to identify? Dude, we could barely identify with like subcategories of children, like jock and cheerleaders, and
Well,
we could barely do that. You got beat up for fitting in the
That's-
wrong way for 4 or 5 years before you hit your head enough, and that one person was nice to you at gym class, and now you got a whole group of friends. Like, that shit don't even happen anymore because we're trying these kids. It's crazy what magnification has done to, like, it's so much harder to live when everything's defined. Like, you're like, I have to move this way. I'm like, and then plug in the apparatus of the fucking Apple mind control device that you're influenced by all that. I guess it just sounds crazy that, like, you got to defend why it's not okay for them to treat Greek gods like this. Like, we shouldn't even be having this. Could you imagine at the Pan Expo if they had Lady Liberty making out with fucking Uncle Sam and sucking his dick? And twerking? Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty.
What? Fuck it,
Like,
why not, Ryan?
Well, would you think you respect your country more than that, David? That, like, even if it was a sexualized nation like America, that you could at least
Mike,
for a minute, put the boner on hold. The problem is I don't even want to make it about the gay
Mike
stuff.
wants to
It's
talk
just like
about
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
he wants to talk about Trump saying about people not having to vote again. Well,
Yeah, I've heard this.
we can
I
talk
have
about
no.
that a little bit later.
I have no
I do
idea
bring up
what
because I
anybody's
thought
talking
this
about.
was hilarious.
I have
And
no idea.
there is. We'll do
I
that
just
later.
seen it.
We'll do that later. We have our own.
I just seen.
I thought this was interesting. I know people are going to come up and the fucking lag is killing me. This is crazy. We're going to talk about this later, but I thought this was interesting. The thing is that Paris went under some power outages, and I know everyone's going to say, well, obviously there's so many more people in the city for the Olympics, and their grid couldn't handle it. Some people are saying this is, of course, an act of God smiting them for their unholiness. Obviously it's probably just, but it did laugh that Paris went completely dark a day after that monstrosity. Thanks to Rumble, I can put it up very small in the center of the screen for everybody, but basically what it is Paris under a complete power outage, but the only thing that is illuminated is their church. So
They probably had a generator, David, that ran on something other.
If nothing
than
else, it's
electricity.
hilarious symbolism.
Which showing the people that you ain't nothing in the eyes of God.
If only they had more. Get out of here. If only they had. That's a little sneak preview for later. If only they had more solar panels, Ryan, they'd be able to handle all this influx.
Make sure you put them exactly where you need to grow all your food.
Ryan, did you see the clip? I know you probably saw at least something because I know you mentioned it as well. But did you see Elon Musk to Jordan Peterson?
Yes, I've watched multiple clips. It's behind a paywall.
We are, Ryan, we're going to literally, I'm going to buy both of us, like, teaching internet. Oh, Ryan's gone.
It's him.
I don't know what I think he's, I don't know if he's using like a satellite dish and an extension cord. I don't know what his internet is. We'll have to get him back on.
I hope anybody that's watching this doesn't think that I'm like against trans people.
That's the least of my concerns, quite frankly.
I'm against trans people if they're against America. Like, I don't understand. Like, just, I don't care.
I'm Yeah, and if they're targeting any adult person who wants to cut their dick off, go for it. Cut your dick off. I couldn't care less. I don't care if you're an adult and you want to cut your dick off. You should see help. I highly recommend you get help.
You just
first.
grow a new dick.
Get some help. You don't grow a new dick. You get a tiny bit of mental health because this is a mental problem. Anybody who wants to cut body parts off of themselves, it's a mental problem, right? If I told somebody I want to cut my arm off because I identify as somebody with one arm, you would tell me I'm insane and I need help. But if it's dick, that's fine. It's bold, brave, and beautiful. Anyone wants to cut their dick off, if you're an adult, go for it. But if you're a child, absolutely not. Just leave children alone. Ryan, now that you are back, you got your extension cord plugged back into the satellite.
I'm hand-powered.
I lost my son, essentially. So, they call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
All right, so the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead. So my son Xavier is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah. So...
yeah, and there's lots of people in that situation now.
Right.
It's not pretty, and lots of demolished kids.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason to be the final straw.
Amen.
All right, so let's.
So I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. And we're making some progress.
Join the club.
Yeah.
What do you say?
For anyone who missed it, Elon Musk, one of Elon Musk's 37 children has transgendered from male to female, I'm guessing. I don't know. There.
It is Vivian Jenna
Bad.
Wilson. I'm just going to come on here and say that I'm doing well.
I'm just going to play this as
fine,
his son
actually.
responding while we try to get Ryan back.
And I am formulating a response and whatnot. It's being worked on. Just hold your goddamn horses for 5 more seconds. Okay.
Double David. Double David. Double David. Double David. I'm not moving on my own.
I'm not sure who's at fault here. This internet connectivity is so fucking
Yo, this is some fucking
bad right now. It must be the Olympics. They go down to a streaming. He's gone again.
It's him.
It's got to be him. I don't know what he's doing. Let's get back with Mike. How you doing? You want to join the show, buddy?
How's your internet?
how's Mike's internet connection? Let's do Ryan tries to figure out how internet works. Mike says, I thought woke was a good thing, like you're woke to the government being bad and lies to you. I don't it could have been co-opted. I don't know when it started, but I do know that where it stands now is certainly I don't consider it a good thing. Anytime you have any type of community that targets children, I don't think that's a good thing. I've asked Ryan for an invite. You're gonna have to, you know what you're gonna have to do, Mike? You're gonna have to take your beat onto the show. You can get on there.
dude. Wi-Fi.
Hey, welcome back.
No Wi-Fi. Fucking plug.
Ryan, you can at this point, Ryan, just drive here, and we'll do the show live because this is so. How's it feeling? Is it feeling better now?
Clearly, I just needed a software update, David, that just shuts down 2/3 of the fucking globe.
Maybe Ryan just needed a software update. I'm not sure. Ryan, I noticed, and I can't help but notice your nipples.
Why are you looking at his nipples?
Well, because Ryan's shirts are off, and I believe it's because he's suffering from a heat wave. Ryan, I don't know if you know, but 2/3 of Americans are at risk of blackouts from heat waves.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you
Are you
dare.
prepared? Claim your power independence from our country's crumbling power grid with the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. Ooh, 2000. That sounds good. Ryan, over 150,000 Americans and no French trannies trust these powerful solar generators to run things like their fridges, fans, TV, CPAP, and more during an emergency. Get your stay at 4patriots.com and score a free 100-watt solar panel. Holy shit, you can power your light bulb for 13 seconds. If you're ready to have the ultimate blackout protection and get a free solar panel, go to 4patriots.com now. I'm sure it's a good product. It's probably right up there with Don Jr.'s book and some live chats with Mike while you were trying to figure out how internet works, Ryan. Mike says most Greek gods were gay and they had gay relationships.
Well, a lot of them were. I mean, they did have stuff like that, but like
The Greeks weren't gay.
Big deal.
The Greeks weren't gay.
I think we've broken Ryan. Let's be fair. All Europeans are a little gay, at least. They're at least bi.
By colonialism.
They're all at least bi.
Look, gayify all your history.
Right, now that you're potentially
whatever.
back, it's still laggy as fuck. I think you're still back though.
Yeah,
Right, we're
I
gonna
blame
do the
Eminem
best
for
we can.
dropping an album this year. Yeah, it's all right. We're here. That's all that matters.
We're all gonna do our best to do our best. That's fine. We're doing.
It's terrifying how long
We're gonna
it
get
takes to just
more
get off the
into
ground.
more. This whole. Yeah, it's crazy.
Elon
Here's
Musk,
Elon Musk's son. I'll put it in the center of the screen for no one to see here, Ryan. Yeah. No one can read this, but this is Elon Musk's son. As for I'm not a woman, sure, Jan. I don't know what that means. Whatever you say, I'm legal. This is what I think is the most important part here, because this is this act of their insanity. I'm legally registered as a woman in the state of California. I don't concern myself with the opinion of people on ketamine, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if he's on ketamine. I'm assuming his own child would probably know better than me.
I don't trust people on ketamine, but the people on puberty blockers are completely fine. Gotcha. We have a weird relationship with some of these things, man.
I do have to say, if I could make a recommendation, it would be super cool, just for the record. I don't know if I can bring it back this way.
Are you shitting on Rumble?
Yeah, scroll bar would be nice. No, I'm not. But like last week, and they still have made no changes. I get it. They're probably busy. Make the graphics adjustable. Maybe let me put them somewhere where I want them, and maybe size them to a point that people could see them. That would be cool. And a scroll bar. 2 things I recommend for Rumble Studio.
Dave, you should write them. Or we could do a video, an ad.
Right. What do you think of the whole Elon Musk? Maybe. What do you think of Elon Musk, Ryan?
Well, clearly billionaires have this problem all the time, David. I said this a few weeks ago that like the thing that's interesting about these wealthy people are you would assume that you would try to get the best of everything when you have access to unlimited resources. It kind of teaches us that no one's insulated from certain things. You know, suicide's a prime example, drug use. Maybe we will look back at the transgender thing a different way in the future. Jordan Peterson and Elon Musk go on further to say in this interview.
Well, the thing that's interesting is we looked at it differently in the past already. So I look forward to looking at it the way we looked at it in the past.
But they got into some God subjects and stuff, which I thought was some interesting breakdowns I heard on some other independent YouTube people. But they also said that they don't think that this the transgender thing will really stop until there's lawsuits. And Jordan Peterson, I believe, voiced his opinion that those are going to be coming. Obviously, the law changes a lot of things. Yeah, lawsuits. That's for your rights.
Like to what? Is this parents?
Probably, yeah,
states?
yeah. I don't know about states or the companies or misdiagnosis of the practitioners. I think what I've heard Jordan Peterson break down maybe in a couple separate videos. I might be putting things together, but until these people start facing legal consequences to being so readily to deal with this gender dysphoria stuff, until those people are under heavier scrutiny, it's not going to change. And this is look, this is already happening in UK. I forget what the name of the place is, but it's often referenced in this type of discussion. But there was one that opened in UK. It started with very much gravitas and, like everything else in this movement that we've seen over the last, 5 to 10 years. And it's criticized now. People are not a fan of this place. I'm not saying that we got to burn the building down, but it's okay that things shift. And I don't necessarily think this is a natural shift. I don't think it was a natural shift to this point. So the only byproduct would be a unnatural shift to the other side to balance it. And it's not going to be the way we like for everybody. Like this whole idea that we're all inclusive and we're all going to be accepting to everybody, but certain people feel just stepped on to accept certain things and values and morals and histories. And that's why it's like the politics religion conversation,
there's an unnatural push towards acceptance of pedophiles as well, and that's, I hope people maintain this, but from what I can tell right now, that seems to be for most people a line in the sand. So I'm hoping that stays, because that is
I don't know,
the
dude.
ultimate for me.
Yeah, obviously, but we shouldn't even have to get to fucking, how many times can the coyote swipe a line on the floor? And this is what well, it's just like, this is my line in the sand, and then they cross it, and then you put another one on the sand, and they cross that, another one on the sand, and that happens. I don't even think
I know we just watched this happen with Russia and NATO, so we know there's usually about 3-4 line swipes before we're done.
I mean, I'm not thinking either out there that everybody that's trying to pass some transgender shit is in on the global enslavement of America, but there's a reason these were passed at the tippy top of every organization ever. And we're now seeing Disney's losing money and they're changing their gears on their films and changing the way, like it didn't work. Or did it, Dave? Because they were able to, for 10 years, lock in a whole generation of people that has to be defucked. Because I think, more than anything, like they said, the damage is done. All these parents, Elon Musk is just able to really speak out, destroying the woke mind virus. I don't know what that means, but obviously getting X, Twitter, he believes is part of that. And if he is trying to destroy the woke mind virus, he's calling it a virus
on X, because he's losing it.
I don't Yeah, he's saying virus as well, which means that the only way to get it is to kill the cells that it inhabits. So he understands that he's a smart man, he understands that this is a web of things. I don't like that this was behind a paywall. This was on Daily Wire Plus. And you could catch
Daily Wire. Remember, Ryan. Daily Wire is putting in the good. He's putting in the good fight for everyone, right? Over there at Daily Wire, they're all just looking out for everyone.
Yeah, I know exactly. George Washington was.
By the way, give us $15.99 a month, or what the price is, so you can watch our hard-hitting content about them attacking your children. By the way.
Oh yeah, he just made a new movie about school shooters. Hey, we're not going to talk about Daily Wire. Daily Wire has a movie about school shooters.
About school shooters?
Yeah, I don't know if the person in the film stands up to the person or if it's loosely based on something.
Is this a documentary, or is this a totally Hold on.
No, it's like a movie. Like a movie.
I gotta look this up now.
Yeah, but they're the company that says we're not going to advertise the name of the shooters by talking about their name.
Shooter movie.
But then they're going to make money on the very topic they like.
Run, hide, fight. The fuck is it? It says 2020 action thriller. Daily Wire. Run, hide, fight. Hold on. This can't be. Oh, unlock.
How much is it?
Hold on. I went to pull up the plot of the movie because I was really curious about like what is happening here.
Why couldn't you, Dave? Was there something in the way?
Man, I wish I had a producer. It was really cool because the plot of the movie and what I was hit with was a paywall. Unlock access with a DW Plus membership.
Yeah, everybody's got to get this content. You just got to pay for it.
Start fighting for Americans.
Fucking Jewish prick.
Holy shit! Wild.
Just
That is
feed,
crazy.
guys.
Speaking of wild, Peterson was on a non-paywall. He was on Rogan to further explain his interview with Elon Musk, and that's not why he was on, but he did mention it.
Did you listen to the whole pod?
It's tough because I did not. I just found I saw this clip and I had to put it in here because it relates. But I'm not. I need to be upfront. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I see where he's going.
It was typical for girls to undergo a fair bit of confusion when they hit puberty, and that would take the form of negative emotion. No one told her that. They just rushed her down the puberty blocking and surgical pathway.
No, I didn't get to this part.
That's inexcusable.
It's evil.
Yeah, it is. It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing I've seen professionals do, not only in my lifetime. I've studied atrocity for 40 years. I've never seen anything worse than what's happening right now. And that includes the sorts of things that were done in the camps in
I don't understand. Like, Rumble Studio has never done
At least the
this.
goddamn Nazis admitted what they did was wrong. They tried to hide it.
Yeah,
we trumpeted it as a moral virtue. We're freeing the children. It's like, no, I don't think so. Mothers.
Like I'm off
I think what you're doing is sacrificing your child to the parading of your moral virtue.
But nothing's changed. I have the same phone.
Confused.
Hold on, Ryan.
He thinks he's a girl.
I paid
but
my
I
phone.
still
Hold on.
love him.
Hold on,
That's
Ryan.
how
There's a clip
wonderful I
playing.
am.
Hold on.
Jesus Christ, Joe. You have no idea how dark that is.
It's dark.
It's unbelievably
and it's
dark.
attached to an industry now.
Yeah, that's
which is
for
very
sure.
scary. There was
an industry and an ideology.
There was an article that was recently released where this person admitted that they said it was what was the exact phrase? That the way they described gender transition as life-saving medical care in order to get insurance for it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise insurance won't pay for it. So they were willing to describe it in that way to ensure that people would profit off of it, which is wild.
It's
terrifying. And it's so strange because I never would have believed that this could happen. If you had asked me 20 years ago if this was going to be a main concern, that people were worried about their children being roped into this ideology and convinced that they're
and then sterilized and mutilated.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Terrifying.
Well, it's no wonder people see. Even Michael Schellenberger, who broke the WPATH files, when we talked about the role the WPATH played in establishing their own ideology-addled butchery as the standard of care for the American Medical Association, the American Psychiatric Association, the American Psychological Association. Schellenberger said that after he had listened to Abigail Schreier and I talk about this trans mutilation, he was so appalled that he literally couldn't believe it. He just shelved it. He said, there's no way this can be true. And I can understand that because the more you look into it, the worse it gets.
Right.
It's unbelievably bad. These surgical procedures are so brutal and so experimental that they're I'm going to say it again, they're worse than what the Mengele types did in the concentration camps in the 30s and 40s.
Ryan, I don't know where you are in world of Earth here. Like you're fucking in the same universe as us. I have no idea.
I assure you, David, the Mandela effect is not real.
See any of that at all?
No, David.
I've had this many problems in a long time. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Clearly, David, you dropped the laptop.
I don't know if it's me though. Mike, you're pretty reliable here. Who seems is lagging? On my end, it doesn't look like I'm lagging, but sometimes for somebody else, I look like I'm lagging, and Ryan looks good. If you want to let me know who's looks shitty here, I don't know what's happening, but either
Dude, I
way,
just
Ryan,
watched the
that clip
time
was
jump
Jordan
5
Peterson talking to
minutes.
Rogan, saying he doesn't even see. What the fuck, Ryan? Jordan Peterson, I watch his clip soon. Apparently, he was talking to Rogan about how the trans surgeries, what they're doing now, the transitioning is worse than what they were doing in Germany in the concentration camps.
He says worse than the Jews.
I don't know if you're there.
It's worse than the Jews.
Yeah, he said it was worse.
How'd Ben Shapiro
That's
feel
right.
about that?
That's interesting, Ryan. That's an interesting point. Jordan Peterson might get
NDA
fired
cross. Yeah. He's gonna wear his Holocaust suit in remembrance of roasting Ben Shapiro.
Candace said not nearly as bad things. What she said was not even close as bad, and then she got
Christ, this king.
Hey, Mike, we can agree on something. It says kill the pedos on live TV. It says you're both lagging, but when Ryan fell off, yours was clear.
Damn it, Ryan.
Ryan, you're bringing me down as always.
All right, I guess this is the Dave
It's supposed to be a
pod.
partnership here. Partnership.
Dave, you
We are
haven't even
Greek gods.
paid me for my.
And according to Mike, that means we're gay.
I haven't been paid a single drachmine for my service here.
Listen, I'm in here.
I've been on Wi-Fi.
I'm in here putting in all the hard work at doing all the ads, all the live reads, Ryan.
I
do all the live reads.
Dave, you
and
put
you
the
expect
fucking
a paycheck.
Dave,
Unbelievable.
you put the
Unbelievable.
promo code over my face.
You know what the best? Hold on, Ryan. You don't know
You
what
can
the
put
best
it
part of
anywhere.
that is.
You can probably put it anywhere.
You don't know what the best part is. When you, when you click the ad, it makes you pick left or right. But I can't put it over my face. I'm doing the live read.
Yeah, clearly, Dave. Clearly, it's just
To be fair,
don't alternate every other week. Just continually put it on the one side. Got to make you look small. Sorry, my bedroom studio isn't good enough for you, Dave. The only one breaking down
we'll get you
fucking
there.
handwriting with you, okay?
Well,
Just pay me the Rumble bucks. Get over it. Pay the
I got a
Rumble
lot to do.
bucks.
I got to get boosters up. And then we gotta talk about internet so we both can hear and see, and then we'll worry about your studio. We'll get there, Ryan. I got to do a lot more ad reads before we can do your studio.
I'm telling you, golden microphone. I'm gonna be fucking screaming into like a stick.
We might as well, since this is the episode, we can call this Tranny Cast. We might as well talk about the Mr. Beast, Kris Tyson. We kind of mentioned this a long time ago, was that he was starting to transition, but now there's been some, speaking of pedophiles, there's been some allegations that there was some underage buffoonery going on.
It's weird all this
whatever
shit
you wanna
came
call
out
it.
all at the same time.
Ryan, our 9-year-old justified the behavior and said that no YouTubers should be like talking about it because it's okay. That's how big of a freaking platform and how well liked they are. Our 9-year-old is like, no, it's fine that he was talking to a minor. It's okay he was talking to a minor. No, it's not. They're good guys.
I mean, it's kind of like the Michael Jackson thing, right? That was one of the things with.
Yeah, all the kids. Well, he's pretty cool.
He's
Cool,
up for a
got
backup
giraffe.
singer.
He's got all types of shit going on.
Got a
I don't know
backup
if you
singer
remember, Ryan, but
position.
when the story first broke that Kris Tyson was going through a transitioning or whatever, we kind of thought, like, what would we do in the situation of Mr. Beast, right? If they're truly good friends, like, what, we don't know what was said. But I'll be honest, Ryan, if you ever told me you were going to transition, I wouldn't fucking let you. It's not going to fly. We're going to get you whatever help you need, but you're not cutting your dick off.
Thanks. I'm glad you got my back in this, David.
This is so bad. This internet is so fucking wild. There's like a 75-second delay before you answer. I'm sure everyone's sticking it out right now. We're going to try to come back stronger internet than ever next week.
We'll take a Viagra, internet Viagra.
Mike says he has heard of Mr. Beast. I'd imagine you would. He is like the most subbed person on YouTube.
For like our title to just be like, well, that's okay. No YouTuber should talk about it.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Fine. Like, how many other kids think that? Like, no, he couldn't be doing
well, obviously,
many
at least
other
one.
YouTubers,
we don't know how many that this person was targeting.
How many other YouTubers are talking to fucking 15-year-olds?
I don't know. Maybe it's who knows. I'll tell you right now.
There's a vow of secrecy for some reason, David.
I wouldn't be surprised for a second.
Mr. Beast has
what's his name? Destiny. If it comes out he's a pedophile, I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, I fuck
some fucking nerdy fucking douche who argues people online. He's a dork.
I don't trust Big Pharma, but they were 100% right with COVID. Okay, bro.
The pedophilia, of course, is a far worse allegation, but there's more allegations coming out now. And of course, they're all allegations, right? The obligatory, it's all. There's another person coming forward saying that Kris Tyson used his position with Mr. Beast to promise that they could get him on some Mr. Beast videos in exchange for some tranny oral sex. I don't know. I don't know. Things get really murky. Like transitioning to a woman, he tried to lure another man who's transitioning as a woman to suck her dick. If that's how you say it, I don't know. Flew this person in multiple times for oral sex. Never got her on a show. Him on a show. It on a show, and that's the allegations as of right now. So sexual assault, pedophilia. I'm sure more is going to come out, but Mr. B was. I've been looking into the matter, and little information comes out, of course.
Dude, too much attention is just not good for people.
I mean, in a way, they were child stars, right? Wasn't that always a common thing in Hollywood? The child star always grows up with. I mean, God knows what they're going through.
No, like that. You're like a star of one of a kindness. Like you're in this new medium of the internet. It's not like you're a movie star on TV. Like you're on the fucking internet, dude. Like that dude moved YouTube's algorithms with one video. Like you don't. You have more attention than politicians and royalty. Now I know they want it that way, but like that's
what people don't understand though is modern day like social media. You're getting more influence now than you ever did before on TV. I mean, we used to joke. Actually, our last video got more views on Rumble than like an Ash Spin podcast. I mean, it's like a totally weird world we live in now. But we used to joke around too, like the average CNN broadcast, what they were getting. We talked about the local news stations, how they get, a couple thousand views per broadcast. It's to be on a 300 million subbed YouTube page, international, multiple pages. The amount of influence and attention you have as somebody who works for Mr. Beast is so much larger than anybody in Hollywood in the 80s or 90s.
Put together.
It's way bigger, way more influence.
And
not even close.
And not to mention, like, the internet targets the youth directly. So, like, the people that you're influencing, like your kids' age, like, that's, you win the next generation already. If we're talking like the ability to
especially
catch propaganda
kind of
and undo it. Yeah. Especially if you're going to catch propaganda and try to undo it. I mean, there's a reason why the Nazis targeted the children of the parents.
Well, it's a long-term strategy, right? It's a 10-year plan.
I know they weren't pushing gender reassignment surgery for any anxious adults, David, with a little social anxiety and fear not fitting in. It's weird they target those with the brains that aren't fully developed yet. It's kind of interesting. And they broadcast on the Olympics, which is mostly young people.
Well, of course,
people
who else?
Growing up to want to be Olympians are 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Here's the gay gods. The gods were gay. Let's have them suck dick.
Well, who else would you target? That's the big problem, though, with like CNN. Their target audience has always been 65, 70, God knows, 75 years old now. They had to reinvent. There was no way it was going to long-term. They had to start infiltrating the social media market, and that's why Elon Musk buying Twitter was such a big deal, because there was no space. There was no space for our kind of thought on social media. Facebook wasn't allowing it. Instagram wasn't allowing it. Twitter at the time wasn't allowing it. There was no Rumble. YouTube, absolutely not. And there was nobody else. I mean, these are the places you go. Even Google. There's a thing going around the internet now. And Google, if you try to search like Trump assassination attempt, the auto predict will never lead you down that line. So they're already trying to scrub it from the history books. And interestingly enough, I don't know if you saw this, Ryan, but the FBI, I'll put it up very small on the center of the screen for everybody. Thanks, Rumble. The FBI has confirmed, as if anyone needed confirmation, that breaking, the FBI confirms Trump's ear was in fact struck by a bullet. To assassination attempt. Thank God for the FBI. This goes back to something I've always said on the show, that people need to start trusting their fucking senses, their instincts, their common sense, their eyes, their ears. Everybody watched him get shot on TV. You heard a gunshot. You saw him from the authority. We didn't need to wait 2 weeks to know that Trump was shot with a bullet. These people are insane.
It's the ministry of truth, David.
It's alive.
It's a ministry of truth, man.
Mike says you'll make a pretty, by the way.
What? Pretty girl? What?
Still there. This is bad. I'm gonna fix your internet.
I'm recording the same way I've always recorded, Dave. All the other ones that I shot like this are the exact same. So,
are you being cyber attacked? Did you go through a software update recently?
No, maybe I just need to unplug my phone and plug it back.
during CrowdStrike.
The day that all like the
Yeah.
our office got hit.
Yeah, like an international cyber. I'm sorry, they went through a bad software update.
No, David, it was just.
Any updates on that, by the way?
I don't know. I heard. Did you hear this? CrowdStrike. You know where CrowdStrike has their office, David?
Whoa! Hold on! Whoa! God no, California.
Ukraine.
You can tell me.
Ukraine. Ukraine.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Ryan, look at this. This is from 3 days ago. CrowdStrike says hackers are threatening to leak sensitive information.
Oh, really? So it's not a
Can't
cyber
look at this
attack,
'cause
David.
it's
They're
not
just
sharing, apparently.
It's not a cyber attack. They're just blackmailing people. It's just the update. Every update, people.
Oh, is it just?
It's normal after the updates that people
It's a
try
bad
to
software
leverage the
update. They happen
information and
to
black.
have information.
It's just a software
There it
update. We called you guys twice last.
Bad software update that some of its information has already been released. How did they get the information? Surely not from a bad software update.
Well, systems were down, David. It wasn't a hack. It was just systems were down.
Some of the cybersecurity company CrowdStrike said Wednesday evening that some of the company's primary on the hackers it tracks had been posted online, and that the hacker behind the leak has threatened to release the information. Interesting. It lists 240
which
notable
include
hacker
digital
groups with the
evidence
month and
that
the year
cybersecurity
last
actions-
seen, whether they are retired, active, or inactive.
It is unusual, however, for a major cybersecurity company to publicly acknowledge such a claim without refuting it. Because if they don't, people are going to step forward and tell you that it was a fucking hack, and then they'll end up dead in their bathtub wrapped in a garbage bag or something.
Well, suicide, of course.
Wish somebody would take my identity.
Why do you want someone to take your identity? Poor guy. Came back.
Rooms for me.
Mike said
Yeah,
we were
'cause-
lacking. Completely frozen.
Well,
That's because I used our Patriot a supply to cool ourselves down.
Read that one.
What?
You're gonna read that
Which one?
one that just popped up.
Oh, no.
Oh, that one looks good.
Right, I don't know if you're there. I see you
Yeah,
shaking
I'm
your
here.
head, though.
I'm just watching you like find the loophole in a contract that because I never read a single ad, I don't get paid for them or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Got
dude,
none
I
of
don't
that.
even. Dude, look at the mustache even lies for you. It's crazy. The eyes, the mouth, and the mustache all conspired in that lie, David.
So
Sure. Yeah.
this is so bad.
Yep.
I got mouth and a mustache. That's about it. Listen, I can blame you. You can blame me. Either way, it's not very good internet right now.
So what do? We
I
capping
blame
this?
CrowdStrike, quite frankly. We probably got
capping
hacked.
this?
Yeah, they're not.
Are we capping this off, or what do we do?
No, fuck it. Fuck it. Let's at this point, might as well keep fucking rolling at this point.
All right. Is it me now?
Do another commercial.
Fuck it, Ryan. It's not time. It's not time for another one.
What are we doing now? Did you have a show?
Yeah,
planned,
let's
Dave?
do Ryan's
Did you-
record so we can end this. We're
All right.
doing- Yeah, I did have a show plan. I was interrupted by internet.
Are we just gonna smoke over
still
how
there?
Kamala Harris apparently is the DNC nominated person. She already has enough delegates.
Yeah. Well, she's assumed responsibility because they have, as we talked about last week, nobody was allowed, of course, to vote for this person because, you know, it was too late. So they just said, well, we're just going to have the delegates decide. And now, of course, she has just assumed the role. So I guess if she's just going to assume the role, they're going to have to vote for her, right? What else can they do?
Well, dude, it's just crazy to watch them roll this out in real time and people just be on the sideline being like, yeah, this is just a normal thing that happens in the freest country in the history of the world. You know, from the very people that are telling you that democracy is dying in the dark and that crooks and felons are running for the opposition party. These people can barely get standing ovations. Trump can't walk into a room without everybody standing up and screaming his name. Make it make sense.
There you go, Ryan. She has good favorability.
But that's not even a metric.
Week.
It's not even a metric. I seen a thing that she's 1.5 points behind Trump. It's like, this is the first time you've polled for this position with her. Like, this isn't a fucking reliable metric. It's retarded. They just, like, this is kangaroo shit. Kangaroo court shit. Yo, fuck you in the ad reads.
Yeah, so Harris, they just
the head of the Secret Service stepped down after her faulty claims or her botched fucking security detail. I also heard there's a second window, David. The kid had a rangefinder. I've heard that he had a drone. So, plot thickens on the Trump assassination that we completely forgot happened, of course.
Well, no, there was Ryan. We just talked about it. There was breaking news that he was hit with a bullet. So of course we didn't forget about it.
What was up with the thing about Trump said, "Don't worry about voting"?
I can pull it up. Let's see.
And then I just got this entertainment this week.
I'll get this pulled up here. See if I can pull up the clip. Oh. All right, I got it. Let me pull it up here. Don't worry, Mike. I got the clip. I was unprepared, but I made it happen for you. All right, here's
and
Trump
again,
from
Christians get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years. You know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
I mean, that seems pretty clear to me. Yeah.
I would assume by fixed David that
I think people are trying to make that
country
seem like he's going to make voting not exist anymore. To me, it seems like he's saying that the country is going to be. Yeah, that's the context I'm getting. Is that Trump saying the country is going to be so good that you won't have to vote in 4 years? That's what it seems like to me. It doesn't seem like I'm going to be a dictator and take voting away. But maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just me. Maybe, but that's what it seems like to me for what my take on it.
Dictator taking voting away because Trump definitely didn't get the delegates at the RNC.
Yeah, it kind of seems like if anybody took the voting, the Democratic Party kind of took the voting away. I don't know. What was your December entertainment, Ryan? We're going to come back stronger and better next week with good quality. Post-Olympic? When's the Olympics go to? I think the Olympics are fucking
2 weeks.
Up. They're ruining our culture with the trans, Ryan, and then ruining our internet with the streams.
No, it's better than the misinformation, David. December entertainment this week, couple things.
2 weeks?
The Peterson. Yeah, I think so. Peterson. December entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Peterson Rogan. Buffalo did a buyback for plastic Nerf guns this week. Just so you guys know that's
no. I already made the noises. Just go.
Peterson Rogan. I went to a car show. Seen a Super Bee. It's car show season. Get out there.
Yeah.
I went line dancing this week, which was dope. I've never been line dancing.
I don't think anyone's ever defined line dancing as dope before, but that's cool.
Oh, there's chicks there, David, naturally. And finally, I actually watched television for like the first time in a while. A Hulu TV show.
What did you watch?
Shogun.
I didn't. What did you watch?
Shogun.
Shogun. Am I thinking the right thing? Is this like an older movie?
Samurai.
Tom Cruise, maybe?
No,
what am I
that's
thinking
Last
of?
Samurai.
Last Samurai.
That's Last
What's
Samurai.
Shogun?
Fucking Jesus. You are terrible. Terrible at film.
I'm not an artiste, right? I'm not I'm not a connoisseur of film.
Fucking wide shot, close shot. They're both shots. Fucking. Yeah, it's a TV show. I'm 3 or 4 episodes in. It's basically the Portuguese and English start to colonize trade routes in Japan. And it's what happens when white people meet Asians with fucking crazy culture. As far as like the what's the why can't I think of it? When they kill themselves. Not Hayabusa.
Harry
Hori. All the same. Very cool, very interesting.
That's the one.
While I watched it, I couldn't help but think there's Assassin's Creed game coming out that is basically in this time frame. And you guys know I love Assassin's Creed, so I don't know if I'll even get a chance to play that game. I just thought it was cool that these things parallel. It was cool to watch it. And yeah, just I don't really watch much TV, but you know, I'm always a sucker for a historical drama series movie. Fucking Troy 300. I'm a sucker for that shit. So it's cool. Check it out. And yeah, hopefully next week I'll have my internet figured out. Maybe I'll sit closer to the router, David, for CrowdStrike to figure out what the fuck they got going on. But until then, Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in the history of all podcasts. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time. I will see everybody later.
Internet cable directly phone. My God, Ryan, I'm trying to go out. I can't. This is so bad.
Well,
when it comes back and then he goes in double speed.
Let's give it, and then it was.
Well, hopefully Samsung will release the phone with the Ethernet cable first, so iPhone will catch up 10 years later. See you guys later.
They don't even have headphones anymore. Hold on, Ryan, before you go. Just watch your face and then watch it be a QR code. Before we go, everyone, it's time to say goodbye, not only to you, but to Starbucks, and say hello to Rumble's 1770. Unlike other brands, this is coffee that backs free speech and is unapologetic about it. Visit 1775coffee.com. Use the promo code Studio40 to get 40% off any coffee subscription.
What is he doing?
The coffee comes in medium. Don't ruin my ad read, Ryan. The coffee comes in medium and it comes in Peaberry, which is similar to Kona coffee. In other words, the stuff is premium. Click the link in the live chat or on Ryan's face, or go to the description. You can also go directly to 1775.com, coffee.com, and use the promo code Studio40 to get 40% off. The more coffee everyone buys, the bigger night for Ryan.
I can't wait to get 1/10
Ryan,
of all the coffee.
Hey,
beans
Joe,
I make.
cheers. Welcome.
Cheers, brother.
Joe, I got. We got a producer coming. I need IT help. Me and I can talk. The IT. I need help. I need somebody. Joe, come in here, wire us up, do the thing you do, software updates or whatever the fuck you do. Just don't get us hacked.
Unplug it, plug it back in.
This is bad.
Don't tell anybody I'm doing this to you, but hit Control Alt Delete.
Bad. Joe, we have more viewers than C-SPAN. I need help.
We do have more viewers than C-SPAN. I'm gone. I'll catch you guys later. Love you long time.
Thanks, everyone.